right. I do believe I am live now. I'm waiting to see it here. Just a minute. So, welcome, y'all. Now, I am fully aware that about 40 minutes after I scheduled this live, word news broke out that the port strike has technically been suspended right now. So, kind of technically not over yet, but it has been suspended. And so just know I am aware of that. It has been suspended until January 15th, but there are still things that we need to discuss because who knows what's going to happen January 15th because it looks like that what they agreed to right now dealt with wages. And so they have agreed to, oh, hold on. I don't know. It is turned around. Let me turn this around here. There we go. Okay. Sorry. Y'all been staring at a light this whole time. It should have already been turned around. Um, okay. Yes, there we go. I think we're good. Okay. So, hey y'all, welcome back again. I apologize for that little glitch. So here's the deal. I still don't have internet at my house from Hurricane Helene. The lines are still on the ground. So I'm having to only be on my phone right now. That's my internet right now, so I don't have the advantage of extra screens and stuff like that. So I apologize for that. Okay, so let me check on things here. All right, so as I was saying, is technically the port strike has been suspended until January 15th, but they have agreed to increasing their wages by 62% over the next 6 years. But what they haven't agreed with is automation. And that is a huge, big issue. Apparently, the union workers are very much against any sort of automation, which is, to me, sounds like it might be a little bit unrealistic. Um, but who knows? Just from an article that I read today, the biggest thing is they were saying with when it comes to automation that because they're resisting automation so much, that it actually causes American ports to be slower than other ports in the world. So who knows? Who knows? But there are some things that we still need to discuss because I do think we need to be prepared when it comes to this possibility. It's possible that this may happen again. So thankfully, it is stopped right now. With the holiday season coming up, that's when a lot of sales happen, a lot of shopping happens. So it has been postponed to after the holidays. But there's still some things that we need to discuss. So first of all, let me know where you're from. Hi, y'all. I know that this is once again kind of another last minute type live, but we're going to be talking about how this does affect us if this happens again. The last time that port workers went on strike was back in 1977, and it lasted for 45 days, which would be a disaster nowadays if that actually happened. All right, so Gina, welcome from Maryland. Welcome. And so here's the deal. Here is the 411. How it affects us as home millers, maybe you're homesteading, preppers, whatever the case may be. All right, we got more people showing up. We got Serenity from Oklahoma, Susie from Indiana, Trish from Arizona, hello from Texas, the House of Blues, Karen, Southeast Michigan. So yeah, we're still here recovering from Helene. And as I mentioned earlier, I only have my phone that is giving me Wi-Fi signal or the signal, not actual internet. We don't have that yet. All right, Sarah from South Georgia. So y'all also may be recovering from Helene. All right, and we have Connie. Hi from Texas. Do we know who was instrumental in getting it postponed? Um, Briefly, the articles that I read, I think the Biden administration kind of pushed for an agreement, but who knows? And again, as I mentioned, this is only one of two parts that was an issue. So they did get a pay raise that will be occurring over 6 years, but there's still the huge, big question mark about automation. The dock workers are not wanting any automation, and of course, that's in this modern time is possibly a little unrealistic. I don't know. Um, all right, Sarah says she just got power back. Yay, South Georgia. Susan, 50 miles south of Asheville. Oh man. Susan, I hope you're doing okay. I don't know how bad it is 50 miles south of Asheville, but you were definitely in the path of the storm. So for all the people out there who are recovering from Helene, I'm definitely praying for y'all. Um, Okay, and which speaking of tomorrow, little side note, y'all donated so much money. If you haven't seen my community post or on Instagram or on Facebook, but we're actually able to do two huge baking days and baking distribution. So tomorrow I'm going to be at Horseshoe Beach, Florida at about 4:30 p.m. and then Saturday I'm going to be in Cedar Key at about 4 p.m. And so anyone who may be in the area, if you would like to come and help, you are more than welcome to. I have the address and the specifics on our community post, community tab here on YouTube. I posted on Instagram, on Facebook, all of those things. Okay. But again, I'm already aware that the strike is technically over right now, postponed until the 15th. But let's get into what we need to do to prepare for this. Now, first of all, I have to look at my notes. There are certain things that you need to remember what we get. Now, these are only the eastern ports. And so this mainly affects anything that is imported from Europe and South America. And the biggest things that are coming from Europe are things like our medicines, cars, machinery, chemicals, any wines that you like, any old world wines that you may like, and also things like rubbers, plastics. I mean, think of all the things we get from Germany, from Switzerland, those type of places. Now, from South America, things like we do get some meat imported from South America, but that one I'm kind of not too concerned because we have a lot here in the United States. Tobacco is also one that comes from South America, but the biggest one that has my concern besides like bananas, fruits, those type of things is coffee. Y'all, like all the coffee practically almost comes from South America. Now we do have Central America, Mexico as well. So those are can be driven in, not necessarily relying on the ports, but the coffee is a big deal. So these are things that I recommend if these are near and dear to your heart that you start stocking up now just in case this happens because the last time a strike occurred was 1977 and it lasted for 45 days, which would be a huge big deal here. So the coffee is a big deal. And in fact, I actually just tried out some new coffee because I actually love whole bean coffee. We like grinding our own because it's the fresh. And I actually have two new affiliates with coffees, and one is 7 Weeks Coffee. And what I love about 7 Weeks Coffee, y'all may have heard of them before, is their profits go to pro life organizations such as pregnancy resource centers, places like that, which are very near and dear to my heart. My husband and I have actually protested outside of abortion mills. We've done that many, many times. I actually have no friends who've been arrested outside of abortion mills, those that are fighting all the time against abortion. And so I love that not only can I enjoy really good coffee that is sourced very well, that I love. I'm supporting a good cause and I've got a coupon code for y'all. I think it's 10% off your first order. And then the other one that I have is Verena Street Coffee. They are also delicious. And you can, either one of these, you can get whole bean or ground, depending on what you like. Verena Street is also really great. And I've got a link and coupon code there. So I do recommend, might want to make sure if you love coffee that you are kind of stocking up on that just in case we have interruptions come January. And I do know that the whole thing with automations is kind of it's a big, big deal. And so far, no one is really budging on that one. So I don't know. So coffee lovers, stock up. And I do recommend, of course, coffee beans, grinding your own. But otherwise, yeah, just be aware of that. That's the biggest thing. And then also from Europe. Now, this is what really affects us home millers because what's really affecting us is our grain mills and some of our mixers. I received notification. I don't know if they took it down. I forgot to look before this live broadcast. But if you go to Pleasant Hill Grain, you see a big red banner at the top that basically says that this is going to cause major interruptions to specifically Como grain mills. Those come from Europe. We know the Angarscrum mixer comes from Europe. And even Nutrimil said that this could greatly disrupt their supplies to an extent. Like Bosch is a German-based company, even though it's under Nutrimil, or Nutrimil is one of them. And so with our grain mills and our mixers, that's a big deal. So good news, a sale starts tomorrow with Nutrimil. I will be sure to sign up for my email list because I will be sending out an email first thing tomorrow morning. This is a sale from October 4th to October 10th. This is basically to go along with Prime Day because Amazon has Prime Day sales coming up. So this is a bit longer than Amazon Prime Day, October 4th through the 10th. And this is the Nutrimil Harvest, the Nutrimil Classic, the Nutrimil Artiste Mixer, and the Bosch Universal Mixer Plus, and you can get up to $90 off. But you also have to use my code. So I have a coupon code, and you can go to the link. And if you use my coupon code, that's the extra $20 off to bump it up to that $90 off. So if you've been wanting that, um, you can get it now, or since the strike is over, you can possibly wait until Black Friday sales. Because at the time when this strike happened, Nutrimills did send me an email stating that this could possibly really affect Black Friday, the pricing, things like that. So hopefully, this means that normal Black Friday sales are doing good now. So that's one thing is, so I do recommend if you've been wanting a grain mill, a mixer, get it before January 15th. Which again, good news, we're coming up on some of the best sales of the year. So again, there's going to be a sale starting tomorrow. You can use my link and my code, but it's not going to be effective until tomorrow, October 4th through the 10th. And again, I will be sending y'all out an email. I'll post it on Instagram. I'll post it here on YouTube, on Facebook. So you can take advantage of this up to $90 off. Now, I think the harvest is up to $70 off, but everything else I think is up to $90 off, which is really, really good. All right. So let me see here. Okay, yeah. Colin says, I would like to know why people are stocking up on toilet paper and paper towels. Colin, let me tell you, I went to Sam's Club Wednesday because I was needing to buy actually ingredients for our baking days for the hurricane relief tomorrow and Saturday. And y'all, you would have thought another hurricane was coming, that it was Black Friday, or we were back in like 2020 or something. Well, maybe not 2020 because they were social distancing everything, but it was insane. Absolutely insane. And they were out of stock on Sam's toilet paper, Sam's paper towels. They were running low on like Charmin and Bounty, those type of things. And crazy enough, y'all, is it actually doesn't affect paper towels or toilet paper. If they go on strike, it doesn't really affect that. I think people were grabbing that from headlines because I saw them, you probably saw them, where people were saying, port strike imminent, stock up on things like toilet paper and paper towels. And so people were. And I'm telling you, I saw people around that store. I'm like, dude, do you know how long it's going to take you to go through that? I mean, people were stocking up on it like it was 2020. It was insane. So yeah, I think they did that mainly because news headlines were saying stock up on toilet paper and paper towels, but really, yeah, JC says I went to Costco yesterday and the paper goods were completely sold out. Yeah, it really was. But crazy enough is that's actually not really going to be affected. Yeah. So things like medicines, because Bayer's a German-based company. We get our German cars, we get machinery from Germany, and then of course South America is a lot of fruits like bananas, produce, and then the coffee, meat, tobacco, those type of things. So yeah, it's amazing what people do with whenever they read something. Okay. All right. So, okay, we got comments here. Brenda, it's a 90-day cooling off period. President of ILA has already said that doesn't mean they will be working like normal, still will be slow. Good to know. Okay. Yeah. So, again, it's technically over, but it's still tentative. And January 15th, who knows what may happen, especially because, y'all, that's after an election. It is, yeah. Who knows what's going to happen? So these are again things that I recommend. I wanted to talk to y'all about of how it's going to affect us. Now, do know it's not really going to affect our grains, except possibly two, maybe three. Because most of our grains, you're probably buying from grains that are grown here in the U.S. I mean, as far as wheat goes, we're covered. But the main grain that especially comes from South America is quinoa. That is predominantly imported from South America. There is some grown here, but predominantly it is from South America. The other one to consider is rye grains, because they have what's called the rye belt. And tomorrow, by the way, is whenever my meet the grain for our Grains Explorer challenge. That's is tomorrow on YouTube, and it's all about rye this month. So good timing. And you'll find out in that video that the rye belt, where most of the world's rye is grown, is actually in Europe. But we also grow rye here in the US and Canada. And I was seeing, and I quickly checked places like Azure Standard, and they state that their rye is from the US and Canada. So if you love rye, basically what would happen if we couldn't get, if rye was not imported from Europe, is that may put a strain on the rye here in the United States. Something maybe to stock up on if you do like rye, definitely with things like quinoa. That's a big one. Quinoa comes from South America. Okay, so let's look at some comments. Oh, Sarah said, "Well, do you have time for a bread question at the end?" Yeah, we'll do some FAQs at the end. Okay, so KK says Sam Club was insane today and all the toilet paper's gone. Yup. Yep. It was there Wednesday. Yep. It was crazy. Colin says, yeah, it's stupid for people to grabbing so much paper products. It is insane because especially those huge, um, bulk things of toilet paper that Sam sells. I'm a large family, and it takes us, I would, I mean, think it takes us a little over maybe a month and a half to go through that. And we're a large family, and we homeschool, we're at home all the time. My husband even works from home. So, like, we're also always home. So I'm seeing some people, I'm like, dude, if there's like two people at that house, that's probably one of those things is probably a year supply for you in your house. It's crazy. Alrighty. So yeah, if y'all have any questions, go ahead and put them in the chats and we will certainly try to get to them. But other than that, hopefully this was helpful. So the biggest things is I would start being prepared now because who knows what's going to happen January 15th. All we know is that it is tentatively over. The strike is tentatively over right now, but they renegotiate January 15th. And so, again, the things that we as grainies that will affect our grain mills are mixers. So, if you've been wanting them, get them now. Sale starts tomorrow with Nutrimil, October 4th through October 10th. And then, of course, we're going to have Black Friday sales all over the place. And I will be keeping you all informed of the best Black Friday sales. So go ahead and be saving up and getting them now. So you already have them and you don't worry about it. Um, and again, if you love coffee, stock up on coffee. And I've got coupon codes for y'all up in the chat for those as well. All right. So let's see. Looking at any catching up on the chats here. Lindy, by the way, you look great. Oh, thank you so much. um, okay, so Serenity did say, depending on location, many water and paper products are being gathered to donate to the Asheville area. Yeah, that is true, and that's possibly why paper towels, especially, maybe. I don't think not so much toilet paper because even here on our coastal cities, I know paper towels has been a big one that they've been asking for. So maybe that's why the paper towels were lower. That may contribute to it as well. So that's a good point. All right. So that's pretty much it, y'all. I know this was kind of short, but again, our grains themselves don't need to worry about grains. Obviously, stock up on grains. You should have a good stockpile of grains because you never know what's going to happen. All right. KK says, I bought the Bosch mixer a few months ago. It's amazing. Best thing ever for my dough. Yes, I do love Miss Betsy Bosch. She has my heart, and she will be used a lot tomorrow, along with Miss Annie Artiste. My Artiste mixer, I've got the two mixers, and I will be very grateful tomorrow and Saturday to have them both whenever I am doing all the baking. So again, I mentioned this earlier. Now, do you know? Oh yeah, we listed in the comments 4 Generations Organic Farms. Excellent place to be getting wheat, and do know they just updated their website a bit where now it is way easier to order, especially on a mobile device. That was one thing that I had actually mentioned to them. And I know some of y'all had mentioned that ordering online was a little bit glitchy, not as user friendly. And I just got notified of it right before this live video. And so if you've kind of been put off by the ordering system, I would definitely check them out. But they are really great for your organic hard red, hard white wheat berries. And if you ever want to know where to get grains, you just got to go to grainsandgrit.com/buy grains. I got a list there for you, as well as any coupon codes that I have available for y'all. But thankfully, our grains, most of them are American, except quinoa. Most of it comes from South America, and maybe the rye may be affected. All right, so I think that pretty much covers it. Let me know if y'all have any questions. We'll take questions about anything. If you got any bread questions or anything like that, we will take a few minutes for that. And for anyone coming aboard right now, yes, I'm aware that the strike has been tentatively called off until January 15th, but there are still things that I think it's important to be smart. Go ahead and stock up now just in case January 15th negotiations fall through and we are back in this mess. Huh. Yeah. So, all right. Bernadette says, hey, new to the channel. Thank you for your time. Oh, you are welcome. Okay, let me see. Anything else? I think there's a bit delay here with my chat, but okay. Well, y'all, again, I did post some links up in the chat for y'all. We will also try to get them into the description box as well. This chat should be available once the live goes off, but I do know YouTube sometimes delays that. So we'll be sure to put these links in the description box so y'all can have those. But otherwise, if we don't have, do we have any questions? So far, no. I hope this video was helpful for y'all. Okay. Oh, wait, I might have missed some. Let's see here. Okay. Your competition winner just commented. Serenity. Oh, Serenity. Let me see. I got my corn kit in the mail. Thank you so much for the contest. Oh, yeah. Serenity was our winner of the Masa Nixtamal kit, or the Nixtamal kit from Masienda. So hopefully you enjoy that. I have to say, I'm still obsessed with Masienda. Like, if you haven't tried it out and you love authentic Mexican food and you want to have like the best corn and beans you've ever had in your life, definitely want to check them out. I think we got a coupon code for y'all as well for Masienda. Okay, so let's see. Yep, Colin says I keep 6 months on hand. I assume that's grains. Good. Good. And do know, if you're ever wanting to know, how much grain you should keep on hand for your family, for your use, I do have a free grains calculator for y'all that I did. We will link that for y'all. So if you ever want to calculate, like, okay, well, I go through this much grain a month, if I want 6 months worth or whatever, kind of helps you figure that out based on how much bread you do. So it gives you a roundabout idea. Okay, so I think we do have a question, Sarah. My bread has more of a cake texture than a bread texture. Is that normal? Do I need to knead it longer, maybe? Okay, cake texture. Cake texture. So as in it's a bit lighter? That I have to admit, I've never heard it compared to cake texture. Like, does it crumble easily? Is that maybe what you're meaning, Sarah? Let me know. Um, Ooh, Susan says I need to get that kit. Just bought 25 pounds of whole blue organic corn. Yes. So Susan, as far as if you're wanting to nixtamalize corn or needing a corn grinder, definitely check out Masienda and use that coupon code because they're really, really great. Okay, so I'm waiting for Sarah to respond there to give me more information. Cake texture than a bread texture. I mean, to me, that sounds like you have a light bread, the way that I associate cake texture. Um, so if your bread is too dense, if maybe that's what you mean, then that you use dense. If it fell in the oven, that means rising time, and it's possible you didn't knead it enough, hence the density. So yeah, you can kind of tweak that. You're going for a soft dough that's slightly tacky whenever it's done being kneaded. Okay, KK says, not a question, but I have to thank you for guiding me on my bread journey. You were truly a godsend. You've given me inspiration and confidence. I appreciate you. Yay! Well, thank you, Kiki. That's super sweet of you, and I'm so happy that this channel has helped to help y'all on your milling journey. Okay, Deborah asks, is cornmeal for cornbread the same as Hacienda's corn flour for tortillas? No. So what Hacienda sells is masa harina, and that is nixtamalized corn. So meaning it has been soaked in a calcium lime solution, an alkaline solution, and that changes. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, I do have a video all about that. So we will try to link that for y'all. But no, 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 don't use masa harina for cornbread. Not the same. Cornbread, what you need for cornbread is you just need to grind up some corn. So if you just have pretty much any dried corn, you can grind that up, make you corn flour, use that for cornbread, but not masa harina. That's for tortillas or and tamales and that type of stuff, different stuff. Okay. Um, Sarah, yes. Okay, yeah, I think she was talking about that the bread was a bit too dense. So yeah, Sarah, if your bread is too dense, it's possible you didn't rise it enough, or it might need to be kneaded a bit more. All right, Dora, how are you losing weight? Great job. Okay, so I'm not ready to share my health journey, but I will say it's been a journey. I've actually lost about 50 pounds now. So thank y'all so much for all the compliments. And maybe one day I will share it. But right now it's a bit personal. But all right, but we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up, y'all. So again, check out the links for y'all. So far, we have dodged a bullet with this strike, but keep an eye on it come January 15th. And as always, I hope y'all have a wonderful evening. New video coming out tomorrow, so be sure to check that out. And I'll see ya. Bye.